My Govannen. Welcome. I'm the Tolkien Shed, and as you may already suspect, I do not really like the Rings of Power. But I do not want only to criticize it or to point out its flaws. I want it to be a lesson, an example, and I want to take something valuable from it. So, from now on, in this new series, we will criticize, point out the flaws, and rewrite the Rings of Power. You might be familiar with the Critical Drinker and his series The Drinker Fixes. We'll do something very similar here. We'll follow almost the exact same rules. So first, we'll establish what is the worst in the Rings of Power. What are the elements that most require change? What are the most crucial plot lines that needs to be rewritten? And then we'll propose solutions. The principle will be to preserve as much as possible. My intention is to show what could be done, to show what potential was there, and to respect the ideas that were intended to be in the show. So, as much as I would like to change many elements, to get rid of some characters, for example Gandalf, that does not belong there in the Second Age, as much as I would like to start from scratch and make something completely different, completely new, I will not do that. I will stick to what was presented and try to make the best of it. So, for example, as much as I would prefer for Elrond to be the protagonist of the show, we'll stick to Galadriel. There is also the question of what could be added. With the rights to the Lord of the Rings, Amazon has almost infinite potential of characters, stories, times, all the beauty that Tolkien wrote. And there is so many elements of Middle-earth that I would like to see, but it will be not a matter of this discussion. This might be an idea for a completely different series. Now, not every change that is needed will be discussed. There are some questions, for example, the dialogue or the clarity of space and time, that I will not talk about unless there is something really specific and impactful that needs to be mentioned. The series will be divided into 4 parts. Each will contain about the same amount of story as 2 episodes of The Rings of Power. But that's not all. After all, the series is called Let Us Rewrite The Rings of Power. So, after each episode, I'll leave you with some questions. If you feel like it, you must share your thoughts. I'll collect them and present them in the 5th episode. It will contain your observations about the presented ideas and solutions, their weaknesses and strengths, and your own ideas. Basically, everything that can benefit the discussion. I believe it will be a worthwhile experience, and together we can create something far more greater than what we got. So now it is time for a warm-up question. What do you believe to be the most apparent issue of the show? I invite you to participate. And now all that is left to say is thank you for all the comments, all subscriptions and likes. See you soon. Fare you well. Nova Air.
Subscribe right now, you little hobbitses.